There's a man who lives in a small apartment in the Dominican Republic. Lime green walls, a fridge, a desk, a computer. That's about it. He owes Nintendo $14.5 million, and he's paying it off at $25 a month. His name is Gary Bowser. Yes, really, Bowser. And his case is the reason Nintendo has a reputation that no other company in gaming has. Not the most generous, not the most beloved, the most feared. Here's what we're getting into. The mod chip crew that cost Nintendo $65 million. The man who took the fall for all of them. The emulator that folded in under a week. And why Nintendo doesn't just win these cases. It makes sure everyone watches. Team Xecuter. Active for about a decade, and genuinely good at what they did. Their product was called SXOS. You'd install a mod chip in your Switch, load their software, and the console stopped caring where a game came from. Downloaded, copied, whatever, it just ran it. And they didn't stop at Nintendo. The 3DS, the NES Classic, the PlayStation Classic, even the Xbox. If it locked its software down, they had a way around it. This wasn't a hobby project posted for free, it was a business. Mod chips, subscriptions, resellers across multiple continents. Prosecutors put the damage to the industry at $65 million, with some estimates running to $150. Now, Gary Bowser wasn't the guy writing the exploits. He ran the websites. He handled the public side. He was the voice you got when you had a question. Prosecutors called him a high-level manager. His own lawyers called him the PR guy. 3 people were charged. Max Luarn, who built the operation, Yuaning Chen, who handled manufacturing in China, and Bowser. Chen was never arrested. Luarn couldn't be extradited. Bowser was arrested in the Dominican Republic in 2020 and deported to face charges in Seattle, one of 3, and the only one who ever stood in front of an American judge. He was charged with 11 felonies: wire fraud, money laundering, trafficking, and circumvention devices. He pleaded guilty to 2. February 2022, sentencing. Prosecutors pushed for 60 months. His defense argued for 19, pointing out that he was the smallest fish and that the government mainly wanted to make an example of him. The judge landed on 40 months, but prison was never the part that mattered. The money was. $4.5 million in restitution from the plea deal, plus a $10 million judgment from Nintendo's separate civil case. $14.5 million total. He got out early in 2023 for good behavior. And then the arithmetic started. While inside, he'd been paying $25 a month out of his prison wages. Total paid $175. Outside, the deal is that Nintendo can take up to 25 to 30% of his gross monthly income. Not for 5 years, not for 10, for as long as he earns anything at all. Now fast forward to 2024. Different target, same playbook. Yuzu was the biggest Switch emulator on the internet. Open source. Thousands of supporters paying monthly on Patreon. And a team that had always insisted they were about preservation, not piracy. Nintendo sued them for enabling piracy at a colossal scale, specifically pointing at Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, which leaked before release and Nintendo claimed was downloaded around 1 million times. Yuzu didn't fight it. They folded in about a week. $2.4 million. Emulator discontinued. Source code pulled. Discord gone. Patreon gone. Domain name handed over to Nintendo. And Citra, their 3DS emulator, taken down with it. Years of work deleted in 7 days. And it didn't stop there. A seller distributing MIG Switch flashcards settled with Nintendo for $2 million. Then there's the streamer. He live streamed at least 10 different games before they came out. At least 50 separate times. Nintendo tried to serve him with the lawsuit. He ignored it. He told them he'd keep helping people find the software anyway. So the case went ahead without him. Default judgment, $17,500. Notice the pattern. A corporate defendant with lawyers, a hobby project with a Patreon, a guy streaming from his bedroom. It doesn't matter. They all get the same treatment. Here's the thing people miss about Nintendo. At Bowser's sentencing, Nintendo told the court it saw the case as a rare chance to send a message. Not to Team Xecuter, they were finished. To everyone else. Because a $14 million debt against a man in a small apartment is never getting paid in full. Everybody involved knows that. That's not the point. The point is that it's a number that sits there, public, permanent, attached to a name, so that the next person who thinks about building a mod chip does the math first. Other companies patch the exploit and move on. Nintendo goes to court, wins, and then makes sure you hear about it. That's not really a legal strategy. That's a warning. So where do you land on this? Fair enforcement of their own work, or a company crushing individuals to make a point? Drop it in the comments. I read them. And if you want more of these, subscribe. There are a lot more of these.